What's going on, everybody? It's me, Brandon, back again with another episode, and today we are going to be talking about physical video game soundtracks. I collect a lot, or a decent amount, of vinyl for some of my favorite soundtracks. Beautiful Joe, Sonic Adventure, I have Sonic Adventure 2 as well, and there are so many soundtracks I would personally love to own, but it is an expensive hobby. It is quite expensive to be collecting vinyl, and also while I play a lot of video games, there are also a lot of soundtracks where I may not necessarily love the entire set list. So there are a couple titles that come out every now and then that I must have. Some really cool, they left an impact on me, and I really would like them in my collection. For example, as we just showed, the Beautiful Joe collection is really cool. This is an LP where basically the case is like an old school poster. This is something of like a tokusatsu, a Sentai poster, which is awesome, which is exactly what Beautiful Joe is. And on the insert, on the gatefold, we have a beautiful showpiece of Joe fighting a bunch of the enemies in the first game. And not to mention, when you are collecting vinyl, there is also a good chance you will come across colored records. And these are so addictive to get, and trying to get really cool artwork, and also the awesome LPs, and sometimes they come in various different color designs and variations. It is very addictive. But like I said, I try to collect what I want with my vinyl. While I love so many video game soundtracks, maybe they aren't totally worth owning. But with Beautiful Joe, that's just one of the examples that I had to have. When I play this on my record player, it basically feels like I am playing through the entire game right there. Basically, as I listen to each of these soundtracks, while I'm writing, while I'm journaling, while I'm trying to create the next script for my YouTube videos, just any creative process, listening to the lyricless music from various soundtracks of movies and video games, I fall in love with all of it. I love how it gets me to a place where I can focus, and I feel like I'm back to where I was playing that game or watching that movie and feeling the mood of the scene or the game. And I think it is a very important feature, and that's also why I love collecting them. Just being able to have a physical representation of something I truly love, similar to obviously what we were talking about with the movies. It is one of my favorite things about just collecting anything. You have a piece of you almost in everything you own, where you remember the moments, you remember the boss battles, you remember the small moments of the conversations with the music playing, all that stuff. I love it so much, and I'm curious if you feel the same. So there's not much to talk about really in this video, but I do love collecting vinyl, and I have a bunch of different ones. I love collecting Godzilla soundtracks if that's possible or in the budget, but a lot of this is an expensive hobby. I did purchase a Tekken vinyl, but it was extremely expensive at the time, and I just didn't think it was worth owning at the moment, so unfortunately I did have to return it. It is quite expensive. Buying physical music soundtracks, especially on vinyl, is quite pricey, and I think a lot of the benefit of those video game soundtracks is you can listen to a lot of them through Spotify, streaming services, YouTube Premium, all of that stuff, and I'm so grateful that we're able to do that in this day and age where, you know, it is available at our fingertips and we can create playlists and all that other stuff. It is very important for me to have that type of feature because I do love a lot of video game soundtracks, but like I said, I don't like necessarily every single song, so I don't think it's worth shelling out the very expensive dollars towards a soundtrack when I only like maybe a dozen or so. But there are some soundtracks or some games where I like basically the majority, and then I'm all in. So it depends on the time and place, also the money as well, because it is, again, very expensive to buy a lot of these video game OSTs, especially as they come out. You always gotta wait for a sale or something like that, and then I feel like the time is right, unless it is something super limited, super special, especially for you. And that is it for this episode today. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought about it. As always, my name is Brandon, and I will see you all next time.